off this week, so we can talk about that a little bit. But we have a lot of subjects we can get into tonight. Let's see who's on here first. Wait till we get some more people on here. I've been taking some time off and just doing some things around the house here, and I've been doing this here, putting up these here things, these signs like this in my room here. I've always wanted to. I always save signs like that along for quite a long time, and I have them up in my kitchen. Some of you guys have seen my kitchen before on some of my videos and stuff like that. So I've been doing that, and I've been walking a lot. I've been walking to try to help my sciatica, and I've been walking like trying to do 10 to 20,000 steps a day, whatever I can do, and that does help a little bit. And the doctors recommend that I go out and walk, and I'm trying to lose some weight too at the same time. We've got Wendy on here, Sinfuls is on here. Let's see, we got 12 people already on here. So as soon as we get some people starting on here, we can start talking about whatever you guys want to talk about. But yeah, we've been doing a lot of stuff. So again, I was just showing this here stuff. I got some tin signs. This is my circus. These are my monkeys. And I got a crab shack one. Johnson outboard sign. Beware of pickpockets and loose women. And I got nice Indian motorcycle one. Guys, am I really clear out there to you guys? How's the clarity on this camera? I got this one here. Grizzly gas. And I got a lot of these gasoline signs like that. And I bought them through Temu. Temu, and they're kind of nice for putting up. You know, you want to make your house look like a man cave. You know, you can put up stuff like that. I've been waiting to do this for a while just to make this room look a little bit different than what it is. So who else we got on here? The blog. Hi, sir. Joseph Grudza. Hello, brother. Beethoven. Hello, sir, from Germany. How you doing, Beethoven? Wendy Toll, I see and hear you fine. Good. Is it crystal clear? Is the clarity really good? Joseph Grudz, I appreciated the call and speaking to you. No problem, Joseph. Anytime. Rob Bellicera, thumbs up. Thank you. Wendy Toll, I live on Temu. I absolutely love their things. Dean Thompson. Hey, Dean, what's going on? Just waiting for you to come back. So we're going to hang out. Wendy Toll, yes. Good. Joseph Grudza, 5x5. Tony Wade, what are your thoughts on getting an account with Charles Schwab? I don't recommend it if you're going to stay over here. They do shut you down after a while. And you may want to talk to them about that because there are other places out there, brokerage firms that will work with you over here. And Charles Schwab is one that will not. People get around it, but eventually they find out and shut you down. They shut down hundreds of people over here last year. I'm reading getting a Wise Card account is becoming popular. I've heard that also. Let's see, you're coming in with great clarity. Thank you. Good. Sinfuls. Hi, Dean. Richard Jarrett. Hello. How you doing, Richard Jarrett? There's one we might want to take down. Unless that's a different Richard Jarrett. Let's see. Watch that, Sinfuls. I think that's the guy from last week. He seemed okay. Hi, Steve. Hope you're well. Leicester, England. Dean Thompson. Richard Jarrett, we have another guy that's a troll. So that's why we're putting a watch on you. So the moderator keeps an eye. No offense if you're different than the Richard Jarrett that does all the stuff on here. Dean Thompson. Hey, Sinfuls, how are you, brother? My Charles Schwab is still good. Yeah, Sinfuls has one, and he does okay on that. And some other people do too. They just don't catch up with you. If you leave your trade, if you don't trade that much on there, you'll be fine. If you're a person that leaves your stuff there, then you're good. If you go back and do your trades when you're back in the US, you'll be good. You know, but if you do any trading from over here, you're gonna get nabbed, and they'll shut down your account. And it's usually at the time when all your stocks are really low. Let's see. Tony Wade says, what are the other brokerage account companies? Thank you for taking the time with us today. There's quite a few out there. You have to actually call them up and ask them. Maybe somebody out there can mention a few of them, but it's not Charles Schwab. Somebody wrote and told me one of them. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry, I don't have that information on me right offhand. Simple says, "Hi Joseph, I'm good, Dean. Yes, I don't trade, just use banking." See, Sinful's just uses the banking, and that's why they don't close them down. USA to Philippines live. Hey, Steve, Sinfuls, and everyone to chat. Hope everything is well today. Everyone is well today. John living in the Philippines, joining in a little late. We're just starting up, actually, John. So you haven't missed anything. We're going to be on here probably till 10:30, possibly even 11 o'clock. So if we can get this up and rolling, we got 35 people on here, 14 thumbs up. If you guys can do me a favor and just give me a thumbs up, it'll kick us out more, so more people will see this and maybe they'll flip on to us. So that always helps us. Jimbo L, good morning from Chicago area. Looking forward to August when I return to the Philippines to get married in Tacloban. Actually, guys, I want to put this out there. We're actually getting flooded with expats coming in here right now, and we're getting flooded with people that are coming in here kicking the tires too. And I met with a guy that was coming in here. He's 5 years out, and I met him at the mall today, and he's kind of kicking the tires about the Tracy Martirez area. And he's not an expat now. He does have a Filipina girlfriend. It was kind of interesting talking to him. But this week here, I'm getting 5 to 6 calls a day for people that are getting ready to do their SRRVs within a year. So, and that's like every day. So when these people come here, man, there's going to be like 2 or 3 a day at least, because usually two of them will die out, or you don't hear from them anymore, or whatever. See, Jim Owell, good morning from Chicago area. Looking forward to August. Let's see if we read that one. John living in the Philippines. Wow, the dollar is doing well. Yes, it is. It's what, 57.15 or something like that, I believe it was. Last I checked. It might have even been higher than that. Somebody told me it was 57.65. Um, I don't know if that's true. Wendy Toll, thumbs up. Thank you, Wendy. D, DT says, hello, everyone. Sinful says, John living in the Philippines. Yes, it is. Hope it stays strong for the first of the month. Yeah, that's usually when it tends to fall a little bit. But if you wait a few days, usually it goes back up. I'm waiting on that day too, because that's going to be a great day if it's 57.55 right now. So there we go. That's coming in from Sinfuls. So that's a good chunk of change for people that are retired. People don't realize that the exchange rate is really, really good for us over here. Tony Wade says, can you recommend 2 or 3 towns for U.S. expats who want some peace and quiet? My party days are over. Well, I would say Tracy is a good place because you're so close to Manila. I would say that Laguna is nice, where Sinfuls is at, our moderator tonight, and there's tons of other places, but I would say stick around Manila. If you don't want to stick around Manila, I would say like go to the Cebu area. Cebu's pretty decent. A lot of people down there like it there. I have a friend of mine that I used to hang out with in my 20s and 30s, and he loves it down there. And he says it's getting more Americanized down there. Like if you want like American restaurants and stuff like that, he loves that. Tony Wade says, "Can you let's see? Wait a second. So that as far as towns, those would be the 3 that I would recommend. Anywhere around, even General Trias, but I don't really like General Trias. Dasma, you got the malls. But I say Tracy because I live here and I know everything, and you get the transportation here is great. Food is easy to get. Everything's around me. Everything's around me. Alabang's another great place to go. It's a little bit more expensive. Tracy is if you're on a lower budget and you want to save money, or if you're on a bigger budget and you still want to save money. Like me, I'm on a decent size, you know, um, pension, and I like it over here. Do I like Alabang better? Yeah, I love Alabang. I just don't want to pay Alabang prices. Alabang is actually one of my favorite places. I love Alabang. Michael L. Good evening, Steve. Tony Wake. Let's see. John living in the Philippines. I know the feeling about the first of the month. Yeah, it seems like money flies fast here. USA to the Philippines. Retirement in the Philippines is catching on. Yes, it is. I actually had 3 guys at work mention to me last week they heard from elsewhere the Philippines is a happening place to retire. People are catching on, and I'm hearing from friends back home that are also thinking about now coming over here because they've seen me succeed over here, and now they want to come over here and try it. Um, yes, if you're drawing like 100 to 120 PHP out of the ATM, it makes a nice difference. Thomas Robson, oh, this is a live stream. It's Saturday. Yeah, that's right. We're live. Um, so any questions you guys want to shoot at me, we're up to 56 people, guys, 27 thumbs up, and I want to thank you guys for the thumbs up. But any questions you guys got, I'm willing to shoot, answer those questions. We can talk about SSRV retirement visas if you guys want. And that's been a big question on the phone calls lately is the retirement visas. We're getting a lot of expats in here now who are not ex-military. So that says something right there. Michael Johnson, Music Promotion. Howdy, friends. It's live. It's not Memorex, says Sinfuls. James Stewart's on board. There we go. James is he's traveling across the Philippines, and I think he might be back in the Philippines. He goes back and forth from like Scotland, I think it is, and Ireland. I think it's Scotland he goes to. Am I right? Anyway, he's traveling across the Philippines on that big vehicle that I showed. And you might want to check that video out. That's a good video, and it shows the interior of that vehicle too. If you guys get a chance, check that out. But let's see. Thomas Robson, I like the military bonus of the SRRV. There we go. James, so I was right. Scotland. Okay, Edinburgh. Because I saw his pictures. I saw your pictures, James. James is a good guy. He's a member of our group too. Yeah, the military. If you guys are in the military, you can come in here with about $3,000 because you have to put 1,500 into your security deposit, and you pay a 1,400 application fee, $20 for the next 2 years. And might be a few other small fees in there, but it's right around 3,000 in total. And let's see, we got Mr. Big Slick 66. Hey, Steve, greetings from New England. Took my brother to get the letter out. It's actually get the let out. I think he's talking about in Province Thursday. What a great show. Any concerts in the Philippines? Not really. We have Rod Stewart and James Taylor. That's about it. I think Rod Stewart didn't actually make it here. I'm not sure if he played here or not. I know that James Taylor did, but I tried to get tickets to Rod Stewart, and they had the ticket sales closed down like he wasn't even coming here. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. At 52 years old with no military, I will need to tie up 20,000 for a retirement visa. But is it tied up forever? No, it's not. You can also use that to buy condo here too if you wanted to. So just FYI, but they do put a lien against it. Okay. And if something happens, you want to make sure that that's on your will in case you pass away or die, that somebody can go in and get that 20,000. So make sure, unless you have a wife or something. Let's see, Lieutenant Nescafe, Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. It's tied up as long as you want to stay in the Philippines. That's correct. That's correct, Lieutenant. You got that right. Let's see, John living in the Philippines. I live in Quezon City in the high rise the last 5 years. Swimming pools, gym, skywalk, going straight into the mall, every restaurant then I can think of. Quezon City has some nice condos up there. I just don't like the town. I just don't like the city. Quezon City is kind of dirty. I love the malls up in Quezon City, but it's not like Manila. Manila, some people will say, well, a lot of parts of Manila are dirty too, but most of the places where all the people go, they're not. I mean, as soon as you walk out of the malls up in Quezon City, a lot of it's dirty. I mean, at least at the places that I saw, and I went to almost every mall up there. I mean, I've been up there over the past couple of years, and and I was there years and years ago when it was really, really bad. So let's see. John living in the Philippines. Let's see. He talks. Hold on, Mr. Big Slick, Mr. Big Slick 66. Siri typo. Get the lead out. Yeah, no, I saw that. I know what you're talking about. That's one of my favorite bands. Get the lead out. And Australian Pink Floyd is good too. In fact, Australian Pink Floyd, even Pink Floyd said something about them being just as good as them. So, and I believe that they are because they play constantly. John living in the let's see, Lieutenant Nescafe says John living in the Philippines, SM North, Trinoma is decent. Yes, I love both those malls. Though BGC or Alabang is where it's at. I do agree, but I do love Trinoma. Trinoma is a really, really good mall. SM North is okay. Um, one of those, there's a one place up there in Upper Manila. It might be maybe it's in Quezon City. They have concerts there, live concerts, and I forget which mall that is. Simple says it was just released an air quality survey for Southeast Asia, and where I live ranked the cleanest for the Philippines and sixth in Southeast Asia. He was telling me about that the other day. Philippine in the Philippines today, I looked on WeatherBug, and the air quality in Tracy Martirez was fair. So, but over the next couple of days, it's supposed to get better, which I'm sure it changes every day in most places depending on which way the winds are blowing. And there's fires right now, so there are some fires. And people are also burning fields and trash and stuff like that. But we got some like field fires, brush fires, and stuff like that because of all the dryness. Our drought has been like 6 months straight. Let's see. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion, went to Akata in Manila recently, and wow, that what a big, beautiful hotel and mall. I haven't checked that place out yet. I'm gonna check it out sometime. William Kreitz is on board. Hi, Steve. Good evening from Iloilo. Uh, John living in the Philippines. Yes, SM North and yes, Trinoma also. I love both those places. Sinful's got the thing on here for PIA Government Philippine News with the link about the. I guess that's the air quality. Lieutenant Nescafe, William Kreitzer, I have passed through Iloilo, and it is still the city that fun forgot. Actually, Iloilo is up and coming. Um, I passed through there in the '80s, and it was a dump back then, but it's beautiful now. They say everybody that I've talked to, and they call it the city of love. The girls there, they say, are sweeter and kinder. There's a lot to be said about Iloilo now because it is changing. There is a big art and music scene there. PH Expat Prepper, good evening. How you doing, PH Expat Prepper? Sinful's Okada is really nice. PH Expat Prepper, hot enough for me? Yeah, that's the thing, guys. A lot of people don't realize it's getting super super hot here, and I don't get, the heat usually doesn't bother me too much, but the past couple of days it has been because it's been at the highest it's been, and I've kind of adjusted to the heat here, but when it gets this hot, it's hard to stay adjusted. You start feeling the heat, and people are having strokes. Some of the elderly are having strokes here. Paul Ban, enjoy the channel. Moving in 20 weeks, wondering where the best golfing would be. Actually, right here in Tracy Martirez, Paul, next town over, General Trias, all the golfing, the best golfing in the Philippines is right over there. So if you come to Tracy Martirez, General Trias, you got the golf courses over there, Eagle Ridge, and a lot of other places. So we have a lot of golfers. Also, Sinfuls can put that up there too, the different golf courses around it. And Sinfuls, I believe, is near some other golf courses. So let's see. Enjoy the. Let's see. Paul Banner says, enjoy the channel. Moving in 20 weeks, wondering where the best go. Let's see, we already did that one. I like the Honus Wagner card. I have a Pete Rose. Sinful says, PH Prepper, heat here is easy. LOL. I used to live in Lake Havasu, 51C in the summer. PH Expat Prepper. The issue is also water supply. Yes, we definitely are having some water issues now. They're saying that the water's getting really low, but we're coming into the rainy season soon, unless El Nino thinks otherwise. PH Expat prefaces, but it is hot. William Chrysler, Lieutenant Nescafe, it's got some good areas in Smallville and Festive Walk, but weekly brownouts. The energy reserves are low. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion, yes, very hot, and electric bill is double from last month. Yeah, electric bills have been kind of sky high. I keep mine on my AC usually on like 25. Sometimes during the day I'll put it on 27, but my girlfriend likes it on 25 at night, 25 or 26. Um, let's see. Thomas Robson says, "Oh, I have my heater set at 90. Just kicked on. I love the heat." There we go. Paul Ben, sweet, thanks. Sinfuls, Paul Ben and Eagle Ridge by Steve. By my place is Canlabong Golf. There's another place even between Eagle Ridge and me. And I can't recall the name of it. I believe there's a couple other golf courses fairly close to here too. USA to Philippines life. I love Ilo. Ilo, I'm glad that's where we have our house now. It's a great area to check out. Lieutenant Nescafe, William Kreitz, I was in Smallville years ago when they had a pirate ship across from the MO2. Sinful says Eagle Ridge has 4 18-hole golf courses. So there you go. And Ken Lubong has 2 18-hole golf courses. Luz from Viminda, 57 for high today in Pittsburgh. Loving it. Sinful says water supply for me, knock on wood, has not been an issue. In a year, no water brownouts, reduced pressure. We have our water, ever since I moved here, our water shuts off at about 11 o'clock at night and turns back on about 3:30. Let's see, PH Expat Prepper brownouts have been minimal and short-lived. Sinful says there is Riviera and Silang, South Forbes and Silang, so many golf courses. Paul Bannon, perfect guys, thanks so much. Can't wait to be there. No more New England winters. I actually kind of miss the New England winters. I was talking about that the other day. And I don't know, something to be said about winter. You know, it's beautiful out. I like going to the mountains during the winter too. Let's see. Intelliland PRA has just accredited VHV 2020 to help U.S. veterans in filing for VA compensation in the Philippines. Wow, interesting. I have not heard that. If you could send me that information on my email, I'd appreciate that because I haven't heard that. I'll have to talk to Mary Rose about that Monday, if that's true, because they don't have anything to do with the U.S. veterans except having that thing that they have. So in order to, so they must have took some courses or something like that. That'd be interesting. I'm going to look into that more. I don't think that I don't know where you got that information. I haven't read that, and I usually would have been told that because they tell me everything that goes on up there because I work with the PRA very close. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. Speaking of water, our neighbor's deep well is dried up. They don't have an electric pump or pressure tank like we do, so we've been letting them get water from us. I have no idea where I will settle permanently after the marriage, but I will certainly check out your area. It sounds like everything I want. Yeah, Jimbo, if you're looking for a good area, watch some of my videos about Tracy Monteras. The thing is about Tracy Monteras is we have buses riding right up to Manila, and we have shuttles going over to Alabang, and we have shuttles going to Batangas, and we can get grabs here, and it's just we have everything that we need here within 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you know, and that's a good thing. And usually you can be up to the VA within an hour and 15 minutes or so, you know. Let me see. Expat purposes like the new view, no more kitchen. Um, William Kreitz and Steve, good video on drought fires. I didn't think that would happen here, being a tropical environment. Yeah, the fires, WeatherBug shows fires on there, guys. So if you're looking at where fires are in the Philippines, WeatherBug shows you, and that's a really, really good app, and it's free. Nescafe says, at Sinful's, ever played the course at Villamore Air Base? Thomas Robson, water burnouts don't sound good. LOL, makes me think of wrong kind of water. And Sinful's put up the top 100 golf courses. So there you go, guys, for you golfers. PH Expat Prepper, Thomas Robson, if no power, no pumps. That's correct. That's why you guys need to have like if you're living down in Iloilo or places like that where you have a lot of brownouts and stuff, you need to have a small generator there with a little bit of at least some gas around to take care of that. I'm thinking about getting one just in case something ever happens. Lieutenant Nescafe, yes, I have. They played it. I played Intramuros, Villamore, Navy, and Eagle Ridge, South Forbes, Blue Waters, and of course south of Manila. Can't remember the name. USA to Philippine Life. The Iloilo City mayor has been going after power companies about the brownouts. We're planning a solar power backup for the house. I think you really need solar over there. I'm actually gonna look into that just for some things to run in the house, like my Wi-Fi and things like that. In fact, I'm thinking about making a Wi-Fi um, backup in here, and I'm gonna get Starlink too. So I definitely want to get Starlink. I want to get rid of my current Wi-Fi. So and my Wi-Fi is I'm not having any problems with it. I just want to be um, more off the grid, you know. So and that's one way of getting off the grid. So if power does go down, I still have my my computer, my Wi-Fi, all that stuff. USA to Philippines. Let's see. Mr. Big Slick 66. Steve, are there any hot springs in your area? No, there are some going towards Pagsanhan. I think it would be great for your sciatica. I see them on videos all over the country. They probably would, but I do a lot of walking because I've read a lot of articles and they say that walking helps. I don't find that it helps me as much as they say it does, but I do get some relief while I'm walking. Um, but I get a different kind of back pain when I'm walking a lot. Um, I'll let you know after the next 2 or 3 months because I'm gonna stay on this for like 2 or 3 months so I can lose some weight too. Because they say if you lose weight, that helps sciatica a little bit too. So far, I'm not feeling any relief yet, but except for when I'm walking. So we'll see. But let me see. Jimbo L. Like I said, Steve, sounds like everything I want. Of course, want to check out Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse is good. It's in Alabang, and there's one also Mall of Asia. Berto Seth is on board from Sweden. 7C, son, part time. Good morning walk for Annie and me. We start uh, gardening, good fishing too. All the best from us. Make a stop in Sweden if you go back to the USA. I might actually do that because my niece is there, Berto. Berto's a good friend of mine. He's from Sweden. It's almost like family because every time he talks, he reminds me of my uncles and my grandfather when I was young, and all my cousins who all talked Swedish, and he has that Swedish way of talking. PH Expat Prepper, Lake Fans, Eric Khan, Sinfuls, Lieutenant Nescafe, South Forbes, and Hello Ridge. Michael Johnson, Music to Motion. I'll definitely be interested in your Starlink experience. Yes, they have used ones now, refurbished, and they're cheaper. And they're about 14,000 pesos. I think it was um, one of the guys that posted that. I think it might have even been James Stewart. See, Dan Carr says I've settled here in Subic, Freeport, Binnington, Binnington, Binnington Heights has a golf course. Never had a brown or water problem. Yacht club and private school. Not cheap though. Yeah, Subic's definitely a nice place, but it does have its price problems. Luz Verminda says, thanks for having an honest, respectful channel. Thank you, Luz. I appreciate that. PHX Pad Prepper. I have Starlink. It runs on my solar bats. See, that's what I'm going to be doing. I want to set up a solar battery just for the Starlink and also for the computer. So I'm going to have a couple of wires. I'll have one probably going around the outside of the house to come up to here to plug in my computer to. Hi, Steve. Greetings from Denmark. I visited my girlfriend and her family in the Philippines. We plan to get her to Denmark. Good luck on that, Eric. I usually don't recommend people taking them out of the country because they do tend to change a little bit. That's been happened to many people anyway. PH Expat Prepper walking. Steve, I did 5K brisk walks 2 days in a row, 2 days laid up. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm actually doing pretty good. My legs are sore though when I get home. You know. To get back on the subject about bringing people out, Filipinas out of the country, it does change them. They lose that sweetness about them. So, USA to Philippines life, if you do the solar correctly with inverter and batteries, not only saves money, but it will carry you through the brownouts. Yes, I don't know if I want to spend a ton of money on that. I'm going to probably have enough to just keep maybe the refrigerator, the computer, and maybe the certain things going. I don't know about the AC, but I'm going to think about that. If you'd like to go off grid, look. Look at your average daily electric consumption on your electric bill kilowatts. If you get lithium batteries, the usable 80% of the battery and um, the inverter, you get Victron. Sinful says, Jimbo L, also look at New Valley and Santa Rosa area. I literally have everything no more than 10 minutes from my house. Yes, Sinfuls lives in a really good area in the Santa Rosa, New Valley area, and it's very healthy living out there, and it's clean, it's nice. I've been out there. I actually like that area too. Wayne Mitchell, Victron are pretty good, 92 to 94% efficiency. Lieutenant Nescafe, Eric Wissing Hansen, he's trying to speak Swedish, I think. Tony Wade, can you or your YouTube community here recommend the best way to receive money? Best way to receive money, all those companies like Western Union is the one I use. Other people swear by the other ones. They say that they have problems with Western Union. I don't ever have any problems with Western Union once you upload your passport. Wayne Mitchell, Victron standby consumption is pretty low at idle. Get yourself the multi plus two and all the bells and whistles to go with it. PH Expat Prepper, Tony Wade, my choices is wise. Yeah, some people like wise too. William Kreitzer, Steve, thanks for the advice on the scuba gear. It's cheaper to order the stuff online rather than class. I'm taking the open water course. Tony Wade, it takes 20K to move to the PH. No, I would have 20K in the bank though for 10,000 for startup and 10,000 for your emergency fund when you get here. You know, that's my recommendation because when you move into a house, you're probably going to want to put AC, even though it's rented. You may want to buy some furniture, things like that, unless it's fully furnished. Okay, Jimbo, and also you're going to be paying some money for your housing, obviously too. I remember you mentioned in one of your videos skin issues in the Philippines. Somehow I got allergic contact dermatitis, being treated for it now. Don't know where I got it. What 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 issues in the Philippines? Yeah, dermatitis. I got it. I mean, a lot of the expats over here get it. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's from constant sweating or being in the dry AC. You know, I'm not sure because I get a little bit of both during the day because I'm outside sometimes and I'm inside sometimes. Michael Johnson, music to motion. Tony, no, what that is if you want permanent retirement visa. Dickie Spaz, hello, Steve, Sinfuls, Jimbo, and everyone else. How you doing, Dickie? Good to have you on board tonight. USA to Philippines life. Yes, leave your Filipina in the Philippines. Don't don't tell my wife I said that. LOL. Yeah, there we go. But it's kind of true. It does. I mean, I know tons of people that have taken them back to the US and within 2 years, 3 years, they're usually divorced. PH Expat Prepper, I took my wife to the US for 7 years. She got slightly westernized, but in the end, no change. PH Expat Prepper, she got her US citizen, then we split to here. Well, that's good. At least you split to come over here. Michael Johnson, music to motion. I just keep extending my tourist visa for now. It's cheaper. Yeah, for some people that's the way to go. But if you're a veteran, I highly recommend the SRRV because it's only $10 per year once you get it rolling, you know, and that saves you a lot. And you can get that money back when you leave. Franz Xavier Eiholzer, hello from Switzerland. There we go. Franz is on board. Sinful says, not all Filipinos change going to the US. My wife was in the US for 13 years. She's still the same. No, not all. A lot of them do. Sinful says, hi, Dickie. Jimbo L, hi, Dickie. Darts for old farts. We're considering Starlink paying extra for upgraded cable here in Santa Rosa Laguna, but internet has been very unreliable. See, well, I'll let James Stewart here is talking, and he's got it on his vehicle, the vehicle that he's living in the Philippines, that big, huge vehicle. And he says, I'm on Starlink Mobile, can use it anywhere in the PH. The key thing is to have a clear view of the North Sky without obstructions. I get 250 megabytes download and 70 megabytes upload. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all. So that says something right there. And he has all the bells and whistles and everything's charging from the sky, and also when he's driving and stuff too. I would imagine it charges. Tony Wade, thank you at PH Expat Prepper. So there's the thing, the word on Starlink. Starlink's pretty good. There's not too much downtime. Dicky Spaz says, my bride has been in the States 20 years now, very minimal issues, and yes, she has changed. Who wouldn't? Uh, Thomas Robinson says, my apartment, $8.95 a month. It doesn't hurt me right now with my employment, but when I retire, that will be more than half my retirement. I like cheap apartments in the Philippines. One of the reasons why I tell Thomas, one of the reasons why I tell people here to live in my area, because the rent here, and it's a city slash country environment where I live. It's kind of like on the cusp of where it becomes more provincial. Um, I tell people to come here because the rents are so extraordinarily cheap, and you can see in my background here. This is a decent place. There's people over in General Trias who pay for apartments same size as this, except it's in a gated community, big deal, and it has a pool, and they're paying 400, 450, 350. Um, and yeah, everybody loves having a pool. I'd love having a pool, but if you want to save some money, I can go to places and use the pool and pay 200 pesos for the day. So, and it's not that far away. I can go over to Brownwood and use their pool. And there's a bar there and a restaurant too. So, okay. Expat Prepper says, James Stewart, yep, clear view, solid speeds. Jimbo, I will check it out. Thank you, bro, for the advice. Jimbo L says, and I like the no roosters. In my area, we only have roosters out back here, so we don't hear them. And there's 4 apartments in a row here, but they're all rented right now. Sinful says, you're welcome. John, living in the Philippines, in the last 7 years, I have used my card to get my funds every month. It's the easiest for me. Yeah, I use my ATM. As long as you don't have problems with your card, then if you have problems with your card, you can just ship yourself money on Western Union as a backup, or use your credit cards. John, living in the Philippines. Let's see. Michael Johnson says, music to motion. I'd love to see that big vehicle in person in the future if you are ever near Tanza Cavite. He won't be back to Tanza Cavite for quite a while, I think. But he should. He has his website. Maybe he wants to put that on here now. If you can put that on here, James, put your website, or you can go back to that video and it's on there, so you can follow him. PH Expat Prep or TM is nice, as you have shown. I'm a bit more remote in the province. Love it. Yeah, some people like the, you know, I don't have any problem with the province as long as I have everything I need. And if I have to go travel really, really far for it, I don't think I'd want to live out in the province. Dickie's best. Got to run. Wife has honey-do list. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you later, Dickie. Thanks for dropping in. We'll probably be on here next week. USA to Philippine Life. We have PLDT, high-speed internet at the house in Iloilo. It's not too expensive, very reliable, and I was surprised the speed is comparable to what I have at our New Jersey house. Jimbo L, bye for now, Dickie. Enjoy the weekend. Jimbo L says, PH Expat Prepper, Jimbo L, haha, I have no roosters, but neighbors do its thing. Sinful says, bye, Dickie. I have PLDT fiber. I have Converge, and mine's pretty good. Mine's about the same as probably Sinful's, the 307, 241 usually. It's right around there somewhere. Thomas Robson, I like the size of your apartment. Yeah, my apartment's the room here, you can see in the back here, and I have a sofa over here. Okay, and it's good size. Let me see if I can show you. You can see the edge of it over there. I don't want to have the plug pull out of the back of the computer here, but anyway. Okay, let me see. PH Expat Preppy, yeah, my Globe fiber is 500 megabytes solid. Matthew, message retracted. Jimbo L, good one, PH. You put a smile on my face. But let's see, we're at the end of the string here. So if you guys want to shoot up some more questions, so we got 47 thumbs up, 73 people on board. That's a pretty good amount of people tonight. I was showing earlier about the, on the wall here, right here in front of me, I've been putting these up. These are all tin signs. And I was talking about this in the beginning. They're kind of nice. They look like the old signs. And Indian motorcycles, Crab Shack. Actually, this is my circus. These are my monkeys. Enjoy the show. And I get stuff like that. And I like having old pictures up. I have a picture here, right here on the wall here, and it's got a picture of me riding an Indian 1941 Indian motorcycle, and I got some pictures up here of David Lee Roth and Eddie Van Halen below a McDonald's hamburger sign here, eating burgers right in the middle of the winter. So I got some cool stuff around here that I've collected over the years, you know. And someday I'll do another show of the house. Maybe this week I'll do one if you guys want to see one. Let's see. Let's see. I'll go back to PHX. Let's see. Wait a second. Damn Car says, Steve, you have considered signing up for a free Obamacare plan and seeing a neurologist in the USA for the sciatica. I've actually seen a neurologist about the sciatica in the USA before, and I didn't like him because I wasn't getting any help from him. And it's kind of funny because I seen a neurologist here to get a test done, and it actually cemented the fact that the sciatica is doing damage to my nerves and stuff like that. So it was kind of interesting, and it was good that I got that because now I know where I stand with the sciatica because I've had it pretty solid now for a long time, and it's starting to do the damage. I lost my license plate. SC Simple says I lost my license plate for my bike the other day. Too fast, vibrating, I guess. Let's see. Expat Prepper says love the old gas signs. Thanks. Matthew says living in Quezon City by SM North, 41st floor, last 4 months and can escape in 3 weeks. Thursday at 9 p.m. visiting Lipa now, 25 in Lipa by SM Mall here, and 30 in Quezon City by SM Mall. It's hot. PH Expat Prepper says, nice, you're Indian. It was my dad's Indian motorcycle, and it was an old army motorcycle from the, you know, and he bought it and then he sold it. And I wish he never sold it because the bike's worth anywhere between 25 as it sits, as like a rat motorcycle, I guess you could call it. And he made all the parts for it because you couldn't buy all the parts. It's hard to buy parts for Indians, the old ones. And it was a nice old bike, and I remember riding on the back with my dad, and I got a nice the pictures. I'd take it off the wall here, but I'll never get it back up again because of the way the hanger on the back is kind of funky. Let's see, Jeff Schaefer. Why is that guy's sick grandpa have so much hate? I could not stand living in the same town he's in. I don't know what his problem is, man. That's just the way he is. I don't even pay attention to him anymore. A lot of people still go there and tell me when he's doing something, but I just don't even pay attention. Let me see. William Crisis says, Steve, is that a toolbox hanging above your Kleenex box? Just curious. No, it's just a key box. Let me see. Edward Lawless says, head to Mayo Clinic with your back issue. They are on the cutting edge with helping analysts. The problem is I'm not back home, you know, so I have to get it taken care of over here. I've had everybody recommend everything to me, and nothing has helped me yet. And I'm gonna go to the pain clinic sooner or later and see what they say. But I'm afraid to take the meds that people take because of the problems I've had with my kidneys from the other medicine. So that's a problem too. Let's see, Michael Johnson says I've had sciatic for a long time, and I'm now getting numbness along with the pain. So probably also nerve. Yes, it's nerve damage. John living in the Philippines. Matthew, I'm at Tower 3, Grass Residence, Quezon City. Sinful says, Jeff Schaefer, that's a subject we would like to avoid. Yes, I agree. We don't like to really talk about that dude. It just gives him more, you know, puts him out, puts his name out there, and the guy's just not the brightest dude. Matthew, John living in the Philippines, Tower 4. Jimbo L, I wish I would have bought that illuminated Sinclair dinosaur sign back in '78. I have that one. I have it. I actually have that one. And I think I gave it the Sinclair. I actually have the Sinclair dinosaur one. You can get it if you're interested in it on Temu. I had it And I think I gave it to somebody. I gave it to the lady across the street because she wanted it for her kids. um, it's funny that you mentioned that one. Let me see. Thomas Robson, don't use Obamacare. Don't use Obamacare. Bad, expensive experience. Jimbo L. But I have my 1969 baseball cards. Yeah, I'm trying to collect a few things for my grandson now, and I got him a Mercury dime collection, including the 1916 D, and I also sent him a bunch of other stuff. I sent him some of these here, and what they are is let me see if I can show you. It's a Honus Wagner, and it's just a reprint, but it looks real, and it's kind of a cool card, even though it's a reprint. It's worth a few bucks. And the one I had actually was worth more, and I gave that to him because it was a movie prop, and it was in a movie, so it was kind of cool, and it looked like it was in a case just like that. It was a lot nicer. You guys seen it before. Let me see. USA to Philippine Life. Steve, I was having sciatica symptoms last year, then had weight loss surgery recently. Down over 70 pounds. Sciatica symptoms are gone. Definitely drop any extra weight. Even when I was thin, I always had sciatica problems, even when I was at 180. But I didn't have them to the extent that I have them now. So I'm gonna the verdict is out on that. I'll know soon because I'm starting to lose weight now from all the walking and from cutting back on a lot of foods too. I mean, I eat a small pizza usually for lunch every day, and that's it, you know, and a soda, and the rest of the time I'm drinking water, and I might have a hot chocolate or a tea or something. Jeff Schaefer, okay, sorry, no problem. Sinfuls, no worries, Jeff. A lot of people, we don't talk about it because it just pushes his agenda. Frank, Steve, does Indang have cheap rentals also? Yes, and it is. Some say it's a little cooler over there. I don't think it's that much cooler. I've been over there, and it's hot over there too. But here where I live, we get the cool breezes. You have to live in certain parts of Tracy Martirez to get the cool breeze. I would live in Barangay Luciano, okay, or in Conchu. Uh, Imus, Philippines. I lived one tower, 4 grass from 2019 to 2021. Imus, Philippines. Great location for everything you need. Sinful says, Frank, look for Salang or Amadeo for cool areas. Yeah, those are nice areas too, guys. PH Expat Prepper, is that dime silver? The dime collection, I sent them the whole set. But I didn't actually send them. I gave them a whole set a long time ago with the 16D. And yes, they are silver. But I sent them another dime just recently, and it was the 100th anniversary of the Mercury dime. Okay, so for the 100th anniversary, they made a gold one, 24 karat gold, and it goes for about $500, somewhere around there. I paid for it, and it was all graded and everything. And I sent him that, and he loves the thing. I think it's a nice addition to his collection too. Anders Streifeld, do you speak Swedish, Steve? I do not. I don't even know a word of Swedish, actually. I used to know a little bit when I was a kid. William Kreitzer, there it is, the Honus Wagner. John living in the Philippines, yes, is everything you need here at Grass. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Need here at Grass. Everything that I need, I don't know what you're talking about. See, rewrite it. Emos Philippines, that's where I open BDO account right on. Matthew, any back problem should get weight down and stronger abs in the front to help abs and see the dog. Also, you should try to build any core muscles, help your sciatica, they say. So I'm going to work on that after I lose the weight because I'm working so much on losing the weight that I can't work on the core right now. I really want to work on the weight. I'm just doing the cardio. And in the morning, I'm still waking up with pain. Still takes me about an hour to recover and let the medicine kick in. But I still am feeling pain in my right leg, and there is nerve damage, so I'll probably always feel that. Emos Philippines property took 20 minutes. Robert Thomas Robson, I miss the Sinclair gas stations. Thomas, please check on Temu because they have that sign that you're looking for with the dinosaur, okay? And you can get the tin sign. It's a nice one. If you can't find it, email me and I'll buy it and I'll send it to you if you want. The carnivore diet has helped me radically, and you can just reimburse me. Emos Philippines, is Ariel still the front doorman in Tower 4? Matthew, yes, at Imus. Thomas Robson, I had a collection of small Lincoln pennies, large number of Morgan silver dolls. I collected the whole set of Morgans. I had a $30,000 set when I was back home. It's actually my favorite set. I also had all the Barbara dimes. I had the V nickels. I had the Barbara quarters and the Barbara halves, all complete sets. And they were nice, beautiful sets. I had a huge collection, and unfortunately I sold a lot of them. I left them when I ran away from home. Let's see. John Fetchko, 70% of sporadic sciatica went away, moving my wallet to the front pocket. Yeah, I heard that too about the wallet deal, and I've already did that, but this is from damage from when I was when something happened in the service, and I was injured from that. Sinfuls, he means grass residents in Quezon. Jeeves Winston, okay, yeah, I don't know that much about that place. Jeeves Winston, are there trout in the Philippines? Other freshwater fishing? I don't think there's any trout in the Philippines. There is a some kind of fish here that's has the texture and flavor of trout, but it's not a trout. Okay, so I don't. That's what somebody told me here anyway. I'm just going off what I was told. And they do sell. You can get trout here frozen. I have seen it in some of the stores. PH Expat Prepper and salmon also. John Fitchko, ha ha ha. PH Expat Prepper, Jeeves Winston, trout, not sure, but plenty of freshwater fishing. PH Expat Prepper, Jeeves Winston, I have yet to see trout or bass. I don't think there's any bass fishing or trout fishing here. But like I said, they do have some, I believe it's a saltwater fish that has that look of like salmon. And there is a fish there that supposedly tastes like trout and has the same texture. Jeff Schaefer, you said you eat pizza a lot. I'll bet it's not as good as pizza here in North Boston, like Regina's. It's actually from Shakey's Pizza, and if some of their pizza, if you get a veggie pizza there, it's pretty good. I don't like their meat pizzas because the meat has too much salt in it, but their veggie pizzas are delicious. I ordered a green pepper, onion, and mushroom pizza today, and it was delicious. And I just order a small one. It's just like it's for one person. Michael L. Sinclair's sign on Temu is a replica, not the original. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, if you get an original sign, they're worth a lot of money. You know, I mean, look at this. I got all these signs behind me. Booster. All kinds of them. Shell. This one here. The old Indian. I love Indian, so it's pretty cool. Let me see. Cheap rents in Amadeo. I'm not sure, Frank. Most of the cheap rents are right here, right around here. Any of the towns around Tracy Martirez are usually fairly cheap, unless you're in a gated community, then that changes. Jeeves Winston, being in Vermont for 25 years, every time I go back to Beverly, Salem, it's changed so much it bums me out. Family home sold a few years back. I can never afford to go back to the North Shore. You know, Jeeves, my dad's house, when he had me sell it, it sold for about $250,000. That house now, and all they did was add a garage, is worth $700,000 now or more. It's 2 acres of land in Billerica, Massachusetts, on the Bedford line. I couldn't believe that it went to 700,000. I could never buy that house the house back now. I wish I could. Jeeves wins a beating of a month for 25 years. Let's see, wait a second. William Kreitzer, Steve, you definitely lost weight. I'm trying also to diet. It's hard. Addicted to sugar and fast food. My sugar, I still like sugar, but I'm cutting back. I mean, I still have a Coke every now and then. This is my second Coke today. Steve, you still drinking soda? Putting that out will be a big help. PH Expat Prepper, I used to drink 6 to 10 cans a day. So for me to drink 1 or 2 a day is pretty good. So that'll probably help me lose weight too. I had a cup of hot chocolate earlier. Jeeves ones, I expect the same here. If I sell and leave Vermont, I'm sure I won't go back maybe to camp. Maine still has some cheap property. Ohio, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, a lot of cheap property up there. You can still buy houses for $79,000 and $100,000. Nice houses and with lots of acreage too. There's a YouTube site that pushes those homes, and you can get nice, beautiful log cabins, huge log cabins for like 150,000, with a pond or a small lake on the property. Michael L. There was a certain YouTuber who was always pushing BGC. Yeah, I think I've talked to this guy before. I think his name. I think that's Steve. Sinfuls. He he puts the property.com house and out. Let's see. One property. PH Expat Prepper, Michael L. If you're higher middle class in the US, sure, try BGC. BGC is nice. It's you can live there on $3,000. You can probably live there on cheaper than that, but it'd be hard. The Darren King, greetings from Kansas City, Steve. Building house south of Lawag and arriving in mid-May. Greatly appreciate your videos. Thank you, man. If you guys watch my older videos, we have a lot of meat back there, and a lot of our videos now are different than the older videos. And I just don't like repeating myself on and redoing the older videos because a lot of people have seen them, and a lot of my followers, have already seen them, so they're not going to watch them again. So we try to do something new, but I'm going to start. I'll repeat a few of them coming up soon, probably. USA to Philippine Life, love Sbarro pizza, and I actually love Sbarro too. It's pretty good. I'm from New Jersey. I'm a bit of a pizza snob. I'm kind of the same way. Sbarro, we have it over in Pala and Dasma, SM Pala, and I like it. I take some home with me and I'll throw it in the toaster oven. John Fetchko was in the Philippines 2 weeks ago. I don't think Emirates worth the money. Michael L says Locitin can compensate for the extra salt, and I actually take Locitin. Atorvastatin can compensate for the extra lipids and shakies. Meat pizzas. My BP stays low, and I enjoy bacon pizza. Yeah, I take the Locitin already. I'm gonna try to get Raminidol because it's good for your sugar and good for your high blood pressure. So for people that are pre-diabetic or whatever, that's a big help. Thomas Robson, Papa John's, and Pizza Pro kicks ass. Sinful says doesn't appear much available in Amadeo now. Sure, Salang would have some more selection. Amadeo is more farming area. Thomas Robson, his metal signs remind me of Cracker Barrel. Yeah, Cracker Barrel, they had some cool stuff there. PH Expat Prepper, to be honest, if not married to a Filipina and loving the PH, there are tons of cheap and easy to live places in the US. There's places you can still live on $1,500 a year. You won't live great, but you'll live okay. If you lived in the downtown near everything, you'd probably be able to walk and pick up your groceries and everything. PH Expat Prepper, sure. How many times can you teach the same thing? I get it. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, how much can you do? Jeeves Winston says, well, I have to look into the main thing. Used to take kids camping there back in the day. Yeah, they have cheap property in Upper Maine. Look in Madison. Madison's actually kind of a sweet town too. Michael, refined sugar is one of the worst addictive substances on the planet. Thomas Robinson, housing pricing is insane. Yes, but there's still little pockets. Jeeves Winston, I think the reposting is a good idea. I am going to do some more reposting. Maybe this week I'll do a couple of the old videos that I did. I'll redo them. USA to Philippines life. If you find a Mari restaurant, their pizza is really good. I love that place too. That's the place Simples actually took me there. I think that was the place he took me to. John Fetchko went to Dubai 2 weeks ago. I lucked out. USA to Philippines life. Taking Talking about soda, I haven't had a carbonated beverage since February, since the weight loss surgery. Longest I've ever gone without soda, diet or regular. Withdrawals are almost over. LOL. That's the thing is that the withdrawals, you kind of feel tired all the time, you know. Paul Banyan, hello, money printing. I live in about a half an hour from Billerica, Merrimack, New Hampshire. Here, not for long. And Billerica is a nice little town. I grew up there, and I grew up in Billerica. I lived in Lexington on weekends, um, and I love both of them. Lexington, Bedford. Bedford was the next town over from Billerica, and I lived on a street called Dudley Road in Billerica, and they say it's the most haunted road in the country. And there's actually videos out there on it on YouTube. PH Expat Prepper, John Fetchko, yes, you did biblical floods. Haha. Jeff Schaefer, what pizza in the Philippines is close to East Coast pizza? Jeff, there are no pizza. The pizzas I used to eat with like from the Greek restaurants and stuff, and usually they had like an Egyptian or a Greek guy or somebody working there, and their pizzas were phenomenal, and they don't have anything close to it. I like Shakey's dough a little bit, but like I said, I don't like their meats. It's just too salty for me. It even tastes overly salted. Mark Richard, in the Detroit area, we have Jets pizza deep dish is my favorite. Sinfuls, Jeff Schaefer, I think Amati is probably good to East Coast style. Actually, the place that Sinfuls talks about, if that's the place I went to, that place has good pizza. I would say that's the closest. Geez, Winston, I think when I launch, maybe try the 6 months there, 6 months first here. Still like Belize, but no decent hospitals. That's correct. Belize is beautiful, man. You can say, anybody can say what they want about Belize, but the problem is the hospitals. You can get the food to a certain extent. Um, the good thing about there is the seafood's fresh if you're out on the island of Key Cocker. And that's where I used to live. I was out on Key Cocker, and I loved it out there. BB, do you remember Tripoli or Napoli pizza, Lawrence, Mass? Yes, absolutely. And up by the beach too, up by Hampton Beach, they had Tripoli up there too. Let's see, Paul Banner, bump up the potassium, helps offset sodium. Let's see, PH Expat Prepper, Jeff Schaefer. It depends. None of the fast food pizza is good, but some private places that use good cheese, you can find sometimes. Actually, the pizza today from Shakey's is actually really good. John Fetchko and Angelina's Drake Hotel, good pizza. Joseph Grudsa, Sinfuls, thanks for the heads up about the property. Sinfuls, you're welcome. Michael L., other sources of caffeine can help you in giving up soda, coffee and tea. I just like the sweet taste of the Coke. I love the taste of Coke. It just has a really good flavor. Joseph Grudsa says, you may have helped change my opinion on where to live. You know, if you don't like Tracy, the good thing about here is you can move to like where he lives, and you're not that far away where Sinfuls lives. And if you want to upgrade, or you can move to some of the gated communities and around. There's tons of them in General Trias with really nice houses and stuff, water tanks and everything else. So you won't have water problems. Let's see. The Greeks and Egyptians make good pizza. Yes, they do. PHX Pet Prepper. I like Belize, but it was way too small. And once outside the tourist area, it was crazy scary. I don't know. I never had any problems there with people. I was down in Dangriga, and let me tell you something. That place, as bad as it wasn't really that bad. It wasn't one of my favorite places. And when I was down in Placencia, um, I liked it there. There's good restaurants there. I will say that. Thomas Robson, he might have more or better or different insight of older videos than you did. Yeah, my videos are different on my older videos, I talk about a lot of different stuff too, and I try to usually throw a story out there to keep people interested, something that I've gone through or something, or in my past or whatever. It keeps people interested, and I like to share things with people too that usually help me. Um, Michael says, speaking of Greek food, is it hard to find good feta and olives in the Philippines? You can find olives pretty easily. It's feta cheese. I know they have it here. I see it on top of the. I'm not a big feta man. I'll tell you, I hate feta cheese. It is also impossible to find a good bottle of Mavro Daphne. Michael always throws these big $5 words at me. Michael, thanks. Jeeves Winston. And believes I spent a week tooling around, no issues. People treated me well. A week on Keokuk and want to stay there. I used to go there for a long time, and I loved it there. And I almost retired there. And it's only about the size of Massachusetts, which is one of the problems. There's 325,000 people that live there. The problem is that home prices and prices are changing because of the people moving there from wealthier countries, and it's changing everything, both there, Costa Rica, and parts of Mexico. And that was one of the reasons I didn't want to go there and have prices change and being stuck on a low budget, you know, with where I could barely afford my home or whatever, because you have to rent there. In some towns you can find cheap rentals, but out on Key Caulker, there's no way you're going to get cheap rent. No way. It's almost out of most people's range now. John Fedchko, flying into Clark International is a breeze. Sinful says, I love olive stuffed with garlic or jalapeno. I have some olives right here in the house. John living in the Philippines. Papa John's has good pizza here. Sinful's um, Pizza Hut actually has good pizza here. I like their pizza. John living in the Philippines, I agree. Papa John's is good. Pizza Hut here is probably close to the Egyptian pizza that we were talking about earlier. USA to Philippines life. Shakey's pizza isn't too bad. We have SNR. SNR I don't like. It's too greasy unless you stick it inside your toaster oven and harden it up a little bit. Then it's good. I love SNR if you cook it more. Um, it is not as good as Sabaro, but it's close, and the pizzas are huge there for the Philippines. Yes. PH Expat Prep olives. You can find cheese is an issue, but you can find good fat. But you can find good feta. SNR probably has it. SNR has just about everything. They have a pretty good section there with meats and stuff like that. Jeeves Winston Keokuk has a small Vermont town surrounded by the ocean. I wouldn't, Keokuk has its problems at night. They have a drug problem out there. That's one thing that they do have out there. That is a problem. Theft. They've had murders out there. That was another thing that I didn't like about, living on Keokuk, that there were some dangerous people on the island. If you talk to the police, they would point them out to you. And I had a good friend out there, and I had a store out there, a jewelry store, and I left it in his hands. I gave him everything because he was a Belizean and he didn't have the money to pay me for it. So I just told him, here, everything's yours. So you can, I even left him a 27-foot boat with a motor. So Santee's Delis is good cheese selection. Michael L says, sorry about the $5 words. Chris of being a bit of a nerd. That's no problem, Michael. I just find it funny anyway. So PH Expat Prep, a USA to Philippines life. SNR is okay. Just had some, but not great. No, it's not great. I'm not a big fan of SNR pizza at all, except if you're gonna get it, then I throw it in the toaster oven. I don't like eating it out of the box. Thomas Robson, what's one one of the things that's one of the things I'm going to learn. I'm going to have to learn to enjoy seafood. Seafood isn't really that big out here in the Philippines. It is to a certain extent. They like their fish and stuff like that, but I don't see that much seafood. At least with some of the people Filipinos I've been around, they do like fish, but mostly pork and chicken. I ride for life. If I was single again, I'd stay in Angeles City for that Las Vegas style lifestyle of strip bars and nightlife or Thailand. And some people like that lifestyle. It's not my cup of tea. I like, you know, I mean, I like a relaxed lifestyle. I used to live up in Berlin, New Hampshire for a while too. I had a log cabin up there and lived up there for 2 years. Um, and I loved living off the land and having to chop my own wood. It had no electricity up there too, so it was kind of cool. I lived up there for 2 years when I was younger. Sinful's Thomas Robson. I really like swordfish and tuna steaks. Actually, I got some tuna steaks in the freezer here that I bought from SNR. Um, It looked pretty good too. PH Expat Prepper Sinful's good tuna and bluefin out there for sure. Um, Thomas Robson, tuna is going to be one of the hottest things. Ex-wife got me sick of it. Wow. I love tuna when you um, put it in the oven or you fry it, you cook it up with butter or whatever, and you throw some black pepper on there and drizzle some lemon juice on it, and it's delicious. But that's the way I like it. Simple says, "LOL." Craig Jordan, Indian subcontinent desi style pizza is a nice tasting interpretation. Sinfuls, we buy from the local market. Geez, Winston, and my property taxes are going up 25%. Back home, man, everything's going sky high. I was looking at prices in my area, and they're out of anybody's range, except for the super wealthy. But you still go down to West Virginia, and there's places you can get homes abandoned down there, even for 50,000 in some sections, and just fixer uppers. William Chrysler. Good night, all. It's another beautiful evening in paradise. We'll see you later, William. Michael Else. A certain relatively new blogger is pushing Angeles. However, I prefer relationships based on love, not sex. That's the problem. There's a lot of guys up in Angeles actually. There's the smaller bloggers, and they're pushed up there pushing Angeles and what it has to offer people. It's not an appealing thing to me. Geez, Winston, New England is turning into Portland and Cali. Yes, yes. Um, all the New England properties are super, super high now, you know. Um, but some of the beaches up there, Hampton Beach, are getting flooded by super high tides now, and like Hampton Beach and stuff up in New Hampshire goes underwater quite a lot during high tides, which is kind of sad. I used to have property up there. I had 3 rentals up there at one time. Uh, Let me see. A certain road. Let's see. Jeeves Winston. Wait. Thomas Robson says, sprinkle olive oil on pizzas. Yum. I'm not big on having a lot of oil on my pizza. Frank, does Gary Part 1 remodel live near you? Yes. He lives one street over from me. He lives over there. USA to Philippine life. PH Expat Prepper. Agree. SNR is good, but not great. Let's see, we're about 66 people, 60 thumbs up. So we're still doing. We have a lot of people that pass through during the night. I usually shoot a question or something. I'll watch to see what we're talking about. Michael, inflation is far worse in the UK than the States. Yeah, I heard that too. But the States is pretty bad in some sections, and it's not like that in all sections, believe it or not. Food prices are pretty much across the board, all across the US. Electrical prices have gone up too. PH Expat Prepper never been to AC or Duma. Jeeves Winston, Michael L. We make up for it with taxes. Hong Island, can you find lobster rolls in the Philippines? No, but you can find lobster at SNR because I bought 2 of them, and they were Maine lobsters too. PH Expat Prepper, but been here 10 years full time, married 18 years to my Filipina, but I spent time and planned. The key to coming to the Philippines is definitely planning. While I entered the Philippines, they asked for e-travel only. Some people are not getting asked for that, and some people are. Jeff Schaefer, I guess SM Supermarket. I guess SM Supermarket is where you get a lot of American food, and it is expensive. I went shopping there the other day, and I got a cartload of stuff, and it cost me $600. But I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff that will probably last me over the next 3 months. So it's not like I was shopping for like a week or 2, and then I go back and buy another $600 worth of food. we bought a lot of stuff that we like, and if you buy 2 lobsters, it's like $40. So, I mean, there you go. Calvin Williams, Steve, do you ever anticipate getting a car or motorbike in the future? I plan on getting a van, Calvin. I plan on getting a Suzuki van. They go for about 4,000, all rehabbed. Um, and they're nice. They put new seats in them. They're like driving a new vehicle. Ride for life, but they're a cheapo vehicle, and the motors last a long time. But and you can ride on the highway with them. But it's something I would stick to being within probably 30 miles of my home. Angeles has 0 coastline resorts. It's just for nightlife or people who need to work, not a retirement destination. I agree on that one. Jeeves Winston, how are the taxes in the Philippines? Sales tax, property tax, all cheap. Sales tax, I know they have the VAT tax. I don't find it that bad. I mean, it's high, but you don't really notice it. Jeeves Winston, tax my pension? No. If you're over here on the SRV or on the tourist visa, you're all set about your pension. So come over on the SRV, Jeeves. I can help you with it. If you need help on that, just shoot me an email at steven5975 @yahoo.com, and I'll any of you guys, I'll help you with your SRV. I'll hook you up with Mary Rose, and I'll get you going. And no taxes on your pension. PH Expat Prepper, G's Winston, very, very cheap if you are from the US. Michael L, I spent $200 a week for groceries and $3.30 a gallon for gasoline in middle America. That's not that bad, $200 for the week. So that's about $800 a month. I don't know what I spend here because I really don't pay that much attention to it. I should pay attention to it a little bit more. PH Expat Prep, I have it on my budget for 300, but I know we spend more than that. G's Winston pension, no treaty in place to protect. Let's see, PH Expat, nice, Steve. I have a Suzuki APV van. It's great. The little vans are kind of cute too. Ivan Dojillo. I like Pizza Hut of the Philippines, not just because of the toppings, but because of the bread. It's like Pandesal. I do like their bread and their pizza. It is good. Craig Jordan, Michael L. California would celebrate paying $3.30 for gas. Yeah, I think they're paid like $4.50 or $5 or something, I believe, or more. John, living in the Philippines, I buy all my meat from SNR. They have better cuts of beef. Yes, a tomahawk steak there is really, really cheap at SNR. If you ever get a chance to go to SNR, if you go to SNR, check out their tomahawk steaks, because back in the States, those things are expensive. And over here, you're getting them for almost nothing because they're just not popular. And you'll see what I'm talking about. Mr. Big Slick 66, I saw a recent survey that said 35% of Americans, especially younger generations, if they would move to another country, good news, only 18% of those who do come to Southeast Asia. A lot of the younger generation goes to Europe. My niece went to Europe and she loves it over there. She lives in Sweden. John Fetchko, I had a short-term furnished studio with pool, $430 a month. You can get some nice places over here in Bohol for about 400, 300, 450, 500 a month, with a pool, with a bar, with a restaurant, and all that stuff in the same place. Thomas Robson, bar hopping isn't my thing, but I don't care about the girls past. Sinfuls, he's got my email address up there, steven5975 @yahoo.com. Sinfuls, I am thinking I want to get a KEI truck and trick it all out. Those, the little vans all tricked out look kind of cool. That's what I like about them. For the $4,000, it's like getting a new vehicle, but the motors are older. You get them sometimes if you get lucky, 25, 30,000 miles on them. And they have AC. They have good AC. Ride for life, fit for life. I've been traveling back to the Philippines 9 years, married, last 4. We have a house near the beach, my wife's family house, planning to retire there and keep my house, Southern California and Idaho. Dean Thompson, please make sure everyone hits the thumbs up button. Thanks, Dean. Let's see, we're about 66 thumbs up. Jeeves Winston, will do. I got your email and Facebook. I see the meetup posts once in a while. Hope to be on the van someday. It'd be good to have you here, Jeeves. If you come this way and you live in our town, you can catch the van right from here, or even if you're around one of the other towns right around this area. Let's see. PH Expat Prepper, Ride for Life, Fit for Life, ditch the house in California, keep the ID one. Sinful says you can get tomahawk at Amari restaurant for 5K PHP. See, that's expensive, Sinfuls, because I saw them there. You should check them out because I don't know. I thought they were mismarked or something because all of them were like about, like 10 or $20. I think they were like $20. They were less than 1,000 pesos. And when I saw them, I was like, that's got to be mismarked. And Tony next door grabbed some of them, but he baked it and he wrecked it. He said, you cook those on the grill. Thomas Robson, best time I went food shopping. I filled up my shopping cart and it was $464. Ride for Life, Fit for Life. My Southern Cal house can rent for $8K a month. Why sell and get most lost with taxes? Sinfuls, that is a 2-kilo steak at a restaurant. LOL. Yes. It's a big steak. These were smaller tomahawks though. They weren't like the ones that that we usually think of, but they did have some good sized ones there, like medium ones. PH Expat Prepper, mismarked meat. Fill the freezer. Exactly. And my girlfriend was actually saying that we should get a freezer and put a lot of stuff in there. I agree with that, but you can't keep it in your freezer forever. Mark Richard, they're building an SNR in Dumaguete. Mark Schaefer, I bet the fried chicken there is really good. I saw a video on JB Fried Chicken where they fry the whole chicken and then chop it up when it's cooked. Look delicious. John Fetchko, found canned corned beef cheap. Philippines, don't know why. Let's see, we've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes now, so we're going to end in about 10 more minutes here probably. We'll keep on going here. We got 75 people in here, 68 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Okay, corned beef. You can get corned beef at SNR sometimes. I think they have it most of the time, actually. Dave Winston, how often are power outages? Dave, in my town, probably like once every 2 years. And it's usually during a storm. BH Expat Prep used to be when a truck went by and they took the lines down. Nice chat, Steve. Thanks. And thanks to Chet for good conversation. No problem. Sinful says, Jeff Schaefer, I hate it when they chop the whole chicken, bone pieces all through it. Not fun spitting bone parts. See, Michael Johnson says, my one-bedroom apartment in Illinois costs $550 to rent. When I first came to Tampa, one-bedroom apartment I rented was $88 per month. See, I pay $80 a month, less than 80 for my place. I pay 4,000 pesos, okay, for my apartment here. And you can see in the back, it's a nice little apartment. And they're not, some people say these are shoebox apartments, but they're not. My bed can go sideways. You can have it go either way. Whereas some of the other apartments down further, you can't do that. Let me have a sip of this Coke here. Okay. Am I losing weight? I'm working on it. I have lost a little bit, but not enough to notice yet. I'm trying to lose like 30 pounds, possibly more. If I can lose more, I'll do it. We'll see how it goes. PHX Pat Prep power outages have been dramatically less than before. Sinfuls, in a year, I had one outage for power. Ride for Life. I send canned roast beef from Costco to Philippines. It's great for red meat dishes. Michael Johnson says they sell corned beef a lot of places here, even some small sari stores. Yeah, but it's not good corned beef. I'm talking about, he's talking about good corned beef, I think. Mr. Slick 66, plenty of spam there. Yeah, there is that. Thanks to the U.S. military. Dave Wilson, you have AC in your apartment? It's actually right there, right above the, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I can't tilt it back enough to show you guys, but it's right up there. I have a 2 horsepower. So let's see. John Fitchko and Angeli's 3 brownouts in 4 months, 4 hours total. Michael L. Spam is gross. I'm not a big fan of spam either myself. Um, but for you guys looking for cheap rentals, definitely Tracy Martirez is one of the places to go. We're still seeing cheap rentals here. On my street, we have Titan Fitness, a really outstanding place to go, work out if you want to go work out. We have good supermarkets here. We have mediocre supermarkets here too, but most of our supermarkets, like Walmart, is really good. SM's okay. Um, but anybody looking to move here, this is a good place to start out, and then tour around and look for another place if you want to move someplace else. I tell people it's always good to find a place where you can put your hat for a while and then tour, and then at least you have a place to go back to, a home. A lot of people just have luggage and stuff like that when they first come over here, but if you're coming here to live, you at least want to have a place to hang your hat up. I have to admit, right now, high summer, I kind of hide in the office with the aircon. I stay in the house most of the time when it's really hot, like it is now. Dave Will says, I hear you have heat wave and close to schools. PH Expat Prepper it is hot. It's very hot here now. Geez, wants a peace out. Good to see you live. Simples, Dave Wilson. Yes, they do send kids home earlier in the day. Yes, they do. They do here send kids home when it gets very, very hot. The one thing I can say about Tracy Martirez is we have better breezes here. We have cooler breezes here. It's not like Tagaytay, but it's nice here. Okay. We're gonna end here, I think, and we're gonna end the stream. But I'm gonna be on here next week. Probably if I'm not on here next week, then we'll be on the week after. Okay. This week maybe I'll try to do some reruns. I'll remake some videos that I did in the past, and I'll remake them for you guys, for you new guys out there. But for any of you new guys that are watching me here tonight, I want to tell you, make sure you go back to my older videos. There's a lot of good stuff back there, and I think anybody that has watched my older videos knows there's a lot of great videos back there with a lot of meat and substance on stuff that you need to know. And you might want to check those out. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care, and try to be on here next week, okay? Because there's like about a 80 or 90% chance I'll be on here next week. If I'm not on here, usually I'm doing something or I had something come up or whatever. But I try to be on here as much as I can. Sometimes I get lazy and just say, well, I'm going to take a night off or whatever. But I'll expect to be on next week because I'm getting some time off during the week thanks to Rich. Rich is picking up some of the slack. This week, I plan on doing a few videos this week. I'm not sure how many, but Rich is going to fill in for me a lot more till June 1st. So, but I'm still going to try to get 2 or 3 videos out each week. So just FYI, guys. And Rich is doing really, really well, and he's starting to come up to steam on his stuff, and people are actually enjoying his videos. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. Let's see. It says, take care, Steve. LOL. We're finishing Zane. Let's see. Enjoy your retirement. I'll be there paying you to get my visa converted to a military retirement visa. Yeah, if any of you guys want to do the retirement visa, that's another thing too. Get in touch with me, okay, and I'll help you with that. Anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. We will see you soon. I'll see you during the week. God bless.